'Tis the dawn of human history. I am with a group of primitive hominids. One of my fellow cavemen takes a lump of charcoal and uses it to paint a crude drawing of himself in the cave walls. It is June 1938. I sit next to Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster as they celebrate the debut of Superman in Action Comics #1, owned by National Comics Publications. Several months later, a rival character named Batman will be created by the same company to headline Detective Comics. The company will eventually change its name to DC Comics. It is June 2028. I have just finished watching the latest installment of the Batman Cinematic Universe, Darkest Night x2. The reviews are positive as usual, but I wonder to myself, when will they make another Superman film? It's 1987. I'm at the comic book store, buying the Watchmen trade paperback alongside the latest issues of Swamp Thing, both written by Alan Moore. Two buyers next to me are talking over how much they've loved Frank Miller's new Batman epic, and how they can't wait to read more of his work. It's 2087. Alan Moore abandoned this plane of existence 3 years ago in a final duel with Grant Morrison, as Britain vanished overnight. Swamp Thing has been retired for 30 years, as trees no longer exist. But DC is still publishing Batman and Watchmen stories. All of their stories are about Batman, the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Watchmen. Joker and Harley cosplayers roam the wastelands at war with each other. Superman has not shown up anywhere for over a decade. Comic book shops do not exist anymore. Physical copies of comics do not exist anymore. And reading is soon to be outlawed altogether in the United States of Amazulu. Rumors of a secret stash of Calvin and Hobbes strips buried by Bill Watterson before his death send treasure hunters on a mad dash across the country to find them. One of them is my friend. He hopes that by selling them to Amazulu, they will let his dreams be in color again. It is May 1962. I am buying comics with my uncle.
Here you go, kid. You're gonna like this one.
The Fantastic Four catches my interest, and my uncle tells me to write letters to the editor-in-chief, Stan Lee. He talks about the artist, Jack Kirby.
He was in my unit, you know. Hope he brings back Captain America someday.
It is May 2021. A digital clone of Stan Lee appears in Disney films mid commercial breaks to sell additional subscription services. Some people claim his soul is still contractually bound to them. Nobody remembers Jack Kirby anymore. Nobody remembers the name Marvel anymore. 2054. DC Comics has rebooted itself 200 times over the past years. The hollowed carcass of Jim Lee is the only remnant of the old editorial staff. All DC comic books are drawn in Chinese sweatshops and written by their last remaining writers, Scott Snyder and Tom King, who have long abandoned their mortal forms. They are calling themselves the Snyder Men who laughs and the King Men who cries. It is 2020. The world is changing terribly fast, in terrible ways. But I hold out hope that things may improve. It is 2021. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine because 2021 never happened. 2021 never happened. And everything is... I am 4 years old. I asked my father to buy me Batman toys and then stop at McDonald's on the way home. I want the Batmobile toy most of all. It is now the year 4000. My age is irrelevant. Numbers are irrelevant. Cars do not exist anymore. But in a moment of nostalgia, I turn myself into one.